Welcome back to the 2-Minute Warning, episode 407. Today I'm going over whether or not the Milwaukee Bucks are NBA Finals contenders. But before getting into that topic, question for you guys watching, of course. Who is the all-time leader in points for the Milwaukee Bucks? If you know anything about the Milwaukee Bucks and just a little bit about the history of basketball, you should definitely get this. But if you do not worry. I will reveal the answer at the end, so make sure you stay tuned. We're looking at the Milwaukee Bucks right now. I believe they are third in the Eastern Conference, looking pretty solid as always when you got Giannis on your team. Two-time MVP and Defensive Player of the Year he was last year to win. He won 2 MVPs in a row. Pretty spectacular. Not many guys could pull that off, so we know Giannis is a special talent. However, there is speculation for him that he cannot win the big one. But don't worry, Giannis is a complete new season. As you know, the Bucks made a pretty good trade this offseason to acquire Jrue Holiday, a point guard for that team, to help get another ball handler on that team and take it away from Khris Middleton. So looking at their big three between Giannis, Jrue Holiday, and Khris Middleton, I actually do think this big three is pretty solid. Jrue Holiday probably the least of the three, I think, just because he's more of a helpful player defensively, and yes, he could put up boards and points, but I think on the defensive side, he's more important just to help out the Bucks there. You know, Giannis can provide defense, and Khris Middleton is a great scorer. I actually think Khris Middleton is a little underrated just because the dude looks like a truck. I think he doesn't really get the credit he deserves. He actually has a lot of talent, and we know the talent Giannis has. As I said, looking at the other players on the team, they have Dante DiVincenzo, centers Brook Lopez, and of course, coming off the bench, you got guys rotating in and out, such as Bobby Portis, Brian Forbes, and DJ Augustine. So there is talent on this team, and like I said, as always, if the Bucks still have Giannis, they're still going to be a contender. He's one of the most dominant players in the league, being 6'11" or 6'10" as he is, and no one can really stop him driving in. He's like today's present day of Shaq. No one can stop him. Even his three-point is getting there. He's never going to be a Steph Curry type shooter, but still, for a big man to be able to shoot a three here and there, he is developing in it, and I know Giannis has one of the best work ethics in the NBA, and people really need to realize he's still young. LeBron James and Michael Jordan didn't really win an NBA Finals until they were 27, 28. Giannis is still below that age, so people really they can't keep knocking him this far in. It seems like Giannis has been in the NBA for a while, which he has, but because he came in at 18 years old, it seems like he's been forever from winning one. He's still a really young guy, learning the ropes in the NBA. Yes, he's almost a veteran now, having 6-7 years of experience, but right now, you can't knock him completely. He still has plenty of time to win the big one. But looking at them this season with their big three of Khris Middleton, Giannis, and Jrue Holiday, I think they will get further than the divisional round that they did last year in the NBA playoffs. However, I don't think they'll make the NBA Finals. But just because they won't make the NBA Finals, in my opinion, it doesn't mean they're not Finals contenders. I think they have a chance of getting there, but if I'm forced to put money on it, I would have to say they don't, just because of the powerhouse Brooklyn Nets. I don't think anyone's really going to be able to compete with the Brooklyn Nets in the Eastern Conference. Of course, teams have a chance, but if I'm putting money on the line, I definitely think the Nets are going to go on to the NBA Finals. The Sixers stand a chance defensively. The Bucks, of course, stand a chance. The Heat stand a chance. Everyone stands a chance, but putting money on it, I don't know if anyone, including myself, would bet against the Nets. Kevin Durant, James Harden, Kyrie Irving, DeAndre Jordan, Steve Nash is the coach. You really can't go wrong there on that team. And the Bucks, I like the move for Jrue Holiday this season. Really did kind of hurt their draft capital and possibilities heading into this next offseason. They're really kind of stuck where they are now and aren't going to be able to add more onto this team in the future. Yes, there's still more possibilities of sacrificing even more picks, but there's not going to be a huge blockbuster accusation of the Bucks anytime soon, in my opinion, over the next 1 to 2 years. So you kind of just got to work with what you have right now. And like I said, I think that big three is enough to take them relatively far and possibly make a Eastern Conference Finals appearance. But to make it to the NBA Finals and get past the Nets is just not in my realm of possibility. Even the 76ers, I think, could maybe take out the Bucks. And we saw the Heat last year took out the Bucks pretty well in a 5-game series. Yes, Giannis was hurt part of those games, but still, it was a 3-0 series lead before Giannis went out. I don't think that would happen again, but clearly no one can't not beat the Bucks. They're a very beatable team just because I feel like as good and dominant Giannis is, they don't have a lot of guys out on the perimeter that could shoot open look threes. Yes, anyone can hit an open three, but a contested three or a tough shot three is really hard for the Bucks to put up and put threes on the board. And really, when you're facing a Brooklyn Nets team where I don't want to say that's all they do, that's what they excel in. It's going to be hard to compete just driving in the paint every time for Giannis. So I don't have them making it, but to say they're not contenders is not true. I definitely think they have a fighter's chance. I think they could catch the Nets off guard, and they might get lucky, and someone else might knock off the Nets throughout the playoff series in the first round, the divisional round, or the conference. So they might get lucky and maybe not have to even face the Nets, but to me, that is the biggest roadblock that will stop from the Bucks getting to the finals, as well as the Sixers. But to me, I'm focusing more on the Nets. I think Giannis still has a lot of time to grow and improve, and I think in 3-4 years, the Bucks could still add on to this team, but I feel like it's kind of locked down and chained down with what they have right now in Holiday, Middleton, and Giannis. Of course, pieces can move in and out on the bench, but nothing superb is going to happen for this Bucks team anytime soon. I don't see them getting a championship soon, but like I said, Giannis is young, has a lot of time to grow. He's years away from being even 30. He's got plenty of time, and I do think he might eventually win a ring, but not anytime soon and not this season for me. That is all I got. But for the question of the day, all-time leading scorer in points for the Milwaukee Bucks is, of course, one of the greatest centers of all time, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Thanks for watching, guys. 2-1.